So the big question today is, does absence make the hat grow fonder? Today I share with you 3 profound reasons why this might actually be true. My name is Joan and Nwosu, and welcome to the Second Chances podcast, a love journey in black and white. So today we're going to be delving into a saying that you've probably heard a million times: absence makes the heart grow fonder. But is this just a romanticized notion, or is there some truth to it? So stick around while I share my perspective, and maybe you might agree or disagree too. But before I go into the 3 points for today, is it just me or does this happen to you? So Davide and I, we probably spend maybe 90% of our time together in the same space. So from time to time, he has to go away, and so we spend maybe 4 days apart or 5 days apart sometimes. The first 2 nights, hell for me. I'm not able to sleep. I'm constantly tossing and turning, unable to sleep, just cannot sleep. Ruthless, brutal. But then when he's around, and he's around for an extended period of time, say 2 weeks, I start wishing for my solitude. I want him to go away. I just want my own space. So is it just me, or does this happen to you as well? So now, let me share with you 3 reasons why personal space or absence might actually be a good thing. The first thing is having the space and the time for self-reflection and growth. When you step away from your partner or your significant other, even if it's for only a short period of time, it gives you an opportunity to now reflect. I'm big on choosing your partner over and over again. Not, I chose you 6 years ago and it's still true, without even checking. So when you're apart, it's time for you to now look at the relationship from afar, look at it from a distance, looking at it like, okay, let's put everything into the right perspective and evaluate if it is still meeting your needs, if you're growing, because remember, the purpose of a relationship is for you to grow. You're growing as an individual. What are the things that are working or maybe not working? This is the opportunity for you to now really reflect, and for you to now value what your partner brings to the table, the value that they bring into not just your life, but into the relationship as a whole. The second thing is around renewed appreciation. You know what they say, you don't value what you have, but again, it also applies when you have it all the time, you see it all the time, then you don't really value it. So imagine your partner being away, like now I'm so used to having Davide around and he happens to be away for months. That would kill me, because I'll be there missing everything about him, missing his voice, his laughter. I'll be down memory lane all the time and really uncomfortable with being by myself, right? It doesn't mean I don't enjoy my own space and my own time. I do, but when you miss a person, when they're absent from your life, you actually start to miss them. Now you start to remember all those little things that they did, even if it's things that annoy you. Now it's all funny. You're like, oh my God, if Davide was here, he would do this, or, he would have helped me with this, whatever it is. But when your partner is away, really gives you the time to reflect and really appreciate those little things that we probably take for granted because you have it all the time and it's constantly there. And so it's not really top of mind, or you're not really focusing on it. So for me, the second thing is really that opportunity to have a renewed appreciation, not just for them as a human being, but for the value that they bring into your life, and helps me to cherish other moments going forward. The third thing is around building trust and independence, right? If there's no trust in a relationship, you have no relationship. So when you're absent from someone, from a partner, it forces you to trust the person, right? It forces you to now rely on the knowing that this person has chosen to be with me, they will be there. And even if we're not together in the same space, I know without a shadow of doubt that they are there. This really helps to nurture a relationship. If you're able to withstand or stay steadfast and strong in the moments you're apart, then when you're together, it's like an elastic band. When you pull it really long, when it comes back together, right, it's with a lot of force. And that really good is good for a relationship. It really does nurture the partnership. So now the second thing is, and on this point of building trust and independence, is it helps you to be self-reliant. I know that for me, I've become extremely dependent on Davide. So the days that he's not here, I actually cherish it. The things I still would not do, like I'm not changing any light bulb. I'm going to wait for him to come back to change the light bulb, but that's just me. But when he's not here, then I'm forced to do certain things, like make my own damn coffee. He makes my coffee every morning, but when he's not here, okay, I'm like, Joan, you remember there was a time you made your coffee yourself, so get up and make your own coffee. Or there might be situations that he would naturally just handle, be in charge of. When he's not around, then he forces me to remember that, okay, you're a complete human all by yourself. You're a grown adult, and you can also handle some things on your own. That also gives him some comfort that when he's not here, I can take care of myself. Yes, when he's here, he wants to do all those things for me, which is great, and I appreciate him for that. But I don't want to get to the point where I completely lose myself, where now I'm so dependent or highly dependent on an external individual that when they're not there, it's like my world just completely collapses, right? So we need to be strong individuals for each other and for the relationship too. So while, yes, absence can make the heart grow fonder, it doesn't mean that when you're apart, it's mute. I know some people who, when they're not in the same space, it's like mute. No, you should be communicating all the time. You should be constantly checking up on the person, making sure that you maintain the open conversation or communication line with the person. Because imagine you don't hear from your partner for 2 days. I remember a fight that David and I, not a fight, but he complained that he didn't hear from me one night because I was away. Oh my God, it was like, I didn't know where you were. I didn't know who you were with. I thought you had met somebody else. But that's just his jealousy, and it comes up from time to time. But it's important that in those periods while you're away, because you're trying to build the trust, you make sure that you're communicating with them. You make sure that they know that you're thinking about them. They're on your mind. You might not be in the same physical space, but you're still top of mind for them. They still care about everything that's going on in your life. And that way the relationship continues to grow strong and continues to build. And you continue to nurture and foster a bond that is very, very strong. That's the ideal relationship. I do recognize that every relationship is unique. Some people are just not as conversational as others. They're not as communicative as others. Again, you need to decide what works for you and what doesn't work for you. If you're someone who likes to communicate 24 hours a day and you're now with somebody who doesn't communicate unless you're face to face, then maybe you need to pick another person, because you will just constantly be frustrated, because for you, out of sight will definitely be more on the out of sight, out of mind, as opposed to absence makes the heart grow fonder, because that communication is not there. So it's all about finding the right balance, finding out what works for you and leaning on that. So let me know for you, which one is it? Are you I want to be absent so that it can make my heart grow fonder? Or for you, is it no questions, we need to be together all the time? That's the true test of a relationship, when you can be in each other's space 100%, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Even just saying it sounds exhausting to me. So let me know what you think, okay? Well, that's all for today. Thank you for listening to the Second Chances podcast, a love journey in black and white. And I will see you same time tomorrow. Until then, sending you love and light.